All right, so there's been two occasions in my life where I really needed somebody to come forward and tell the truth. One of them was with Jamie Curtis, and the other one was with Natalie Bollinger. Now, Jamie was busy playing, so I understand why she never came forward. And finding out that she's been dating James Payton kind of puts it all in perspective as far as that goes. Um, I'm going to focus on Jamie a little bit. I was on Pearl Street with Michael Pennington when I asked out Jamie Curtis. And she was aware, and I was aware, that it was not an actual date. It's because I'm clueless when it comes to women. It comes with the territory. I am a social moron. When Jamie and Tracy Hodges, I suppose I should tell you the backstory. So, there was a couple of occasions where me and Jamie almost had sex. Almost. And one of those, Jackie Payne Ballou, also known as Jackie McKenzie, had gotten into a argument with her boyfriend, Randy Linden. And so instead of me and Jamie doing what it was that, by this point, Jamie had probably asked me to have sex with her about 10 or 15 times while she was drunk, and I always turned her down. But Jackie came over, and I cleaned the soap scum and lime deposits out of Jamie's bathtub while her and Jackie, I think they were playing Wii, but I'm not sure. Now it was actually that night was the night that Jamie had told me that James had done that to Jackie. It was right after Jackie had left. She was also crying about Chris Stegeman that night. Now, the other occasion, Jamie let me know beforehand that we were going to drink and we were going to have sex. And that's how she put it. And she got all fucked up on tequila and was dancing out in the street with no shirt on. And I was fine with that. But then when we got back inside, I needed to use the bathroom. And upon finishing using the bathroom, I zipped about, enough out of the side of my penis that I was bleeding profusely. And I had to wrap it in toilet paper. So I went out and I sat down next to Jamie. She was on the ottoman. And she kept repeating that if I was any slower, I'd be the Virgin Mary. Well, I didn't have it in me to tell her that I'd just zipped myself up. And it was wrapped in bloody toilet paper. So, this is just before I ended up severely suicidal over Jamie. Now, why would I end up suicidal over a woman like that? Well, it was actually because of a rumor. See, here in Chapel, Nebraska, it's a small town and rumors carry quick. People get very opinionated and they do mean shit. So, whatever Jamie had said about that night had gotten around town, and I had several people in town saying that remember the exact words, but basically insinuating that I wanted to rape Jamie. And as fucked up as the situation was, Jamie did remedy it. Now, I should say that before that happened, there was that occasion with Tracy Hodges. That was just a couple days later after I had zipped myself up. I still had it wrapped up, believe it or not. It wasn't the same toilet paper. But Jamie and Tracy sat there and talked about me like I wasn't there, and then talked about how they just needed to go get laid, and basically just saying anything they could to hurt me because Jamie was feeling bad. She felt like she had been blown off. She felt like she had been rejected. Now, between telling these stories and showing the evidence, I'd rather show the evidence. I would rather have that computer back from Wyoming, but that doesn't get to happen. I went to Jamie about the situation, and, well, she wasn't real thrilled about it, and she made it stop. Did it stop entirely? No, you can't say something about somebody like that and have them not have any repercussions. Ever since high school, people treated me completely like trash in this town. And then there's people who were like, I was always nice to you. I was always nice to you. Bitch, you ignored me. You ignored me altogether. You went out and hung out with your friends. I wasn't your friend. You think ignoring me is being nice to me? It's not the same thing. But just like with what happened with James, Jamie came clean. Now, whatever it was that she had told these men for them to be, and it was men, it was one of those 6 suitors, well, actually 3 of those 6 suitors, that were always over at her house. And I don't know what she told them to make them think that I would do such a thing, and I don't know what she said to them to make them stop. But I do know that after that, there was a situation where I went over to mow the lawn, and I borrowed Martindale's gas container, and the lid, it had been hot, and the lid is one of those funky things, and I couldn't get the thing open, and when I did, there was a lot of pressure built up in it, and I had it tilted at an angle so that the gas was at the nozzle instead of just air popping out, and I basically drenched myself in gasoline. Not like fully drenched, I mean it just blew into my face and went down the front of me. And because of that situation, I don't know what it is that I said to the police. They didn't show up until 20 minutes later after I'd been breathing this stuff in. And so I left Chapel, Nebraska for 3 years. It didn't matter what it is that I said or did. It didn't matter how right I was. What mattered is people's assumptions. And Jamie was glad to leave this town because of those assumptions. That's good.